All right, Slay Edge Media, I got something real special for y'all. Anybody who's been staying tuned this long, really special American muscle treat right here. Now today we got the Camaro ZL1. I already did the liberty of popping hoods, so you can see the reason why you came. This is the reason why you're here, right? Supercharged LT4 V8 engine. You know, it's not the LS block no more. Now they got the LT. You know, they redid it and made it better than it's ever been before. Now we're gonna take this thing for a drive and look at up close all the little features, drive it, see how the way it drives, and gonna get a full understanding of this vehicle, because the ZL1 Camaro has been something I've been excited about for a while. Let's get to it. Cold start test. Now there's just something about the V8, American V8. Everybody, you know, everybody loves it. That's where V8s, in my opinion, started being popular. You know, the American muscle car culture back in the 60s, 70s, 50s with the V8s, and then with the modernization of V8s, and then the modernization taken to the maximum level what we have today. So that's enough chit chat. Let's get inside. Look at that. First thing you notice, you're gonna be greeted by that nice big old Camaro badge. And something I love about these seats is they got this nice suede. I don't know if you want to call it suede or Alcantara or whatever, but it's got it on the doors and it's here on the seats, and it looks nice. Let's get inside. All right, I'm gonna hop inside, close the door. You see this? Look at this. I'm still a fan of Camaro, and Camaro has a circle air vents. I like circle air vents. I'm prior to that. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm biased. Look at this rear view mirror. This is a screen right here. This is not the way it regular, or I guess off, you know, like you can see what it's pointing at behind it. It's kind of dark. You can't really see in the mirror too good, but you flip that switch right there, bam, you can see behind you perfectly. And the reason why this is here is because the visibility in this car it's not very good. Now when you look in here, you see like this windshield is very smushed. You got like it looks like vertically, it looks like maybe about 1.5 feet. Of course the length, you know, at an angle is much longer, but like right here, it's like this is a short length right here. So your visibility is very narrow. It has like a very squished sense of visibility in here. The first time I drove a Camaro after it was reintroduced, you know, after Transformers, was a V6. You know, I've driven plenty more V8s since then, but still, this is my first chance to be able to drive the supercharged Camaro. Let's get to it. So first, gotta turn that on. This is the way it starts up. So you got a nice digital screen right here. Normal analog gauges right here. And then your nice little screen here. It seems like it's angled downward this way for some reason, but it's all right. You know, and the interior nice and suedey in here. Now we're gonna go get a good look at all this stuff in the inside in a second. Even gonna look at the back seat, you know, so we can see what that's like, what it's like to fit back there as a grown up. A lot of people don't know I've been driving a lot of I drove G-Wagon, GLE 63, different Teslas, all from Lapham Motor Company. I've driven RS7, been in a lot of other cool cars, but nothing's got me as excited as this one. Now I liked the RS7, I liked the G-Wagon, I liked the Ram TRX. You know, those are supercharged V8 engines technically. One's twin turbo, the other one, a couple of them are twin turbo, some of them are supercharged V8, but none of them got me excited like the way this Camaro does, right? I already know how to drive this one. This one, I don't got to figure nothing out. I already know how to drive. Right off the bat, when I first leave, I'm feeling like I feel the suspension for sure. You feel that suspension, it feels nice and stiff. And the engine is nice and burbly V8 for sure. Now, already I can tell this little rear view camera is coming in handy, and I'm loving it, because I know for a fact the visibility in these cars is like horrible. Now, even though the visibility isn't too great, honestly, I don't mind it, because you got to remember, this is a Camaro. You're in a Camaro for the Camaro experience. Same thing when you're in like a Lamborghini or something. You're going to have to get in there and squeeze in there. It's not going to be comfortable like a big old truck, you know, Escalade or something. This is a sports performance car, and you should treat it as such. We got some good acceleration up in here. Right, when you get on the acceleration, you hear the V8 grumbling and bumbling up in there. I couldn't help but notice sitting here and feeling my back feel cool, because these cool seats work good. Like, these nice Recaro seats. Check this out. See, ZL1 Recaro seats. Very nice, pretty seats. American V8 muscle Camaro car seats, you know. Maybe I was a little facetious with that term, but man, like, the design of these seats, they did it well. I like it. Plenty of good bolster and everything. But let's go. Let's see if we got a little acceleration. Woo! Now the suspension in this vehicle is a little bumpy. So forgive me if the footage is a little bit shaky. Now, one thing I noticed, there's so much more noise from driving. Not just like engine noise or something. I'm talking about like road noise. I hear like the rocks, like when the pavement changes from like real smooth to like the rough stuff, you notice it. Like you hear all kinds of sounds, not to mention the suspension being so stiff. You feel like almost like everything going on around here, like all the little bumps, the little boom bumps. But let's hear a little. Okay, now, oh man, now you feel like, you know, you feel the power, but you gotta put your foot down to really feel all the power. It's not like some of these other cars with the instant torque or something, or like my car. I have a small Audi, and it's like a 4-cylinder turbo engine, and that one is quick right off the jump, you know. But I don't have much high up in the top end power. I don't have much of the top end power. I'm more of a bottom end shiner. You know, I can get you on a drag race, no problem at a stoplight. But this one, instead of it feeling like it's about to run out of gusto, this one keeps going. But it's a lot more. There's a lot more theatrics when you're driving it, for sure. A lot more theatrics, a lot more dramatic when you're driving it, opposed to it being so docile. Like this is a performance car, and to be honest, it feels like one. It doesn't feel like it's something that's not. Like the suspension in here feels better than it did in the M3 competition, you know. Apples to oranges, but still. Oh, you hear little burbles. Let's see if we can get our own burble action. Oh, you hear it. You hear a little bit of burble. Let's see if we can get some burbly action going on here. Ooh. All right, I'm putting it in track mode, but I'm putting it in automatic, so I don't gotta worry about shifting. All right, so let's go. Oh man, I get up to the speed limit quick, running out of fuel. So the power is definitely there, but you also feel the presence of a lot of technology. There's a lot of things that are keeping this vehicle in control. There's a lot of things that are managing the power, because if you didn't know, this is a supercharged V8. So with 650 foot-pounds of torque and 650 horsepower, that's a handful right there. You got to put a little bit of extra of differential technology, transmission tuning into this vehicle to make sure, you know, it stays straight and safe, you know, because one thing is, you don't want to be selling this car to people and they, you know, killing themselves all the time. So that's why they put a lot of them sports features, and they don't unlock the car. So this car isn't going to drive the same way like a 67 Camaro would drive with the same engine. You put the same engine into a 67 Camaro, you do the whole swap and everything, it's not going to drive the same. That car is going to drive way crazier. The handle is going to be all over the place. You're going to be burned out like crazy. This one, a lot more control. Like, I feel every little pothole, you know. Granted, I'm enjoying driving the vehicle, but just compared to something else that's a little more stiff, I wouldn't say that. If you're used to luxury cars or something that's really smooth, this might not be for you. You already know what it is. Now, this is the Camaro ZL1. Now, you already seen how powerful it is. This thing is a fast beast. We're gonna look at the interior a little more in just a moment. But first, we're gonna take a look at this outside. Now, these taillights are pretty damn cool. I like the way that the cylindrical shape that they got going on there. That's pretty damn dope. Now, something else I love that Camaro does with their cars, they got real exhaust, not just exhaust tips and you look inside and you see something else. This is actually how the exhaust looks. Now with the ZL1, it comes with like some kind of carbon fiber looking wrap material on here. Now I've seen some real carbon fiber. This is not real carbon fiber, but it does still look nice, you know. There's a few different spots with the carbon fiber wrap. There's the roof, the rear, the front, a few other places sporadically. We'll look at those close in a second. Now, if you're wondering how the rearview mirror gets its ability to see, there's a camera right here in the back. So you look there, there's carbon fiber wrap there, carbon fiber wrap there on the side skirt. But since we're here, let's look at these brakes. These are some big old 4-piston brakes with 305/30 R20s in the back. And you can tell that they're Brembos because Chevy, GMC, a lot of American brands, they use Brembo. And I gotta say, the use of Brembo brakes makes it easier to identify how many pistons are on the caliper itself. Now I know, of course, you could obviously look at the paper and look at the manual and see exactly how much pistons is on there, but it's nice to be able to verify visually. You can tell this one's 6. You got 1, 2, and the other one's right here. Easy to see in person. And on the front, it's got 285/30 R20s. So last bit of the carbon fiber is right here along this front lip, side skirt, go on the back, and I already showed you the first bit. If you were paying attention, this is the very first bit of it right here. Now you see it up close, there's not really much depth to it or anything. This is definitely just printed. It's not even like texture or anything. It's like literally just print. Now I'll be honest, popping this hood was a little bit tricky because I popped it and I couldn't see, like, there's no lever in there or anything. But you have to look in there. It's like it's way in there and you gotta like use a finger, pull it to the side, then pop it up. I've been getting used to like Teslas and high-end AMGs and everything, and some of them, they don't have a switch. You literally just pop it and then just lift it up. But I don't give a damn, because if I had an engine like this in my hood, I don't care. I would solve a 4-piece puzzle to pop the hood and see this in there. Got the blower right here, big old intake right here. Your whole pulley, serpentine system, fuses, coolant, strut tower support, and all that good stuff. It's a nice engine bay. This is what people want to see when you pop open an engine bay. Unlike when I pop the hood of that Supra, or the RS7, or the RS6, or the GL63, or the RSQ8. You see what I'm trying to say? I think American muscle cars, they have not forgotten that car people like to be able to look at their car and show off the engine. It's kind of hard to show off the engine if when you look at the engine, all you see is a big old cover, you know? Camaro didn't do that to us. They kept it the same. They kept it the same so you could still see the engine. You know, that's a good looking engine right there. That's nice. That's a nice engine right there. All right, let's go ahead and pop the trunk. You see that right there? That's pretty decent right there. Doesn't send the trunk flying up. There's a good amount of resistance there. And you look inside here, this is surprisingly big. Like, wow, that's actually, this is surprisingly deep. Like the length of here is a good, I'd say, at least 3.5 feet right here. All right, I'm gonna start it up real quick and I'm gonna put it in the different modes so you can hear it. I'm gonna go through the comfort, sport plus, track, all that, so you can hear everything. Now, I know you heard the burbly one. When I put it in track mode, that's when you really hear that burn. Now, you gotta let the RPM drop down because you try to rev it when the RPM's up, it just goes, but you hear more of that burble when you drop the RPM all the way down as low as it can go, then rev it. All right, next I'm gonna try to get behind this seat. Now, if you look at it, man, it's tight already. I can see. Like, that's how much space. I doubt I'm gonna be able to sit behind myself. So I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna go straight from the passenger side. All right, I'm gonna see if I can even get back here. Like, definitely you're gonna have to move that forward. Let's see. Probably gonna have to move the seat super far forward before I can even think about getting in. So yeah, let's see. Okay, looks like enough room to get my feet in. So let's see if we can squeeze in here. See what it's really like. Step over the seatbelt, I guess. Man, I gotta like, okay. Oh, it ain't bad back here. once you finally get in. Though there is a slight problem because I can't even sit in the back all the way. Like if I was to sit back here, I'd be like, man, it's like you got no neck room. So like, if you're gonna be in the back, I just hope it's a short ride, or if you're gonna be back here, just be below 5'5" or something like that. Because sitting back here, there's not much space. Like I got limited leg room, and that's because I had to move that seat so far forward. But in the back seat, there's a little charger right here, so you can get your phone back. I might have to just charge up my phone back here while I'm driving. Because the funny thing is, I don't see one in the front. Even when I pop the glove compartment, there's nothing in there. No charger, just a couple USBs. So the only wireless charger I see is this one right here. But other than that, you know, back here, these seats are nice and like suede feeling, you know, so suede bucket seats in the back here. I definitely feel like I'm nice and secure back here. But, you know, God forbid if somebody driving the back, if you're sitting in the back seat behind someone and they hit it like a bumpy road, bah, 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 you getting concussion. Man, it was hard climbing out of that thing. Now, if you've been watching my video, you've probably been noticing I switched from a flannel and I just got a tank top on. That's because here in Arizona during the winter time, it'd be freezing cold in the morning and hot in the afternoon. Like, it's ridiculous. We got summer all year here. We just get a little bit of cold in the morning. That's it. If you're Arizona, you know what I'm talking about. So in theory, if someone was going to sit behind me, this is the way I would have to sit in the front seat just to be able to let them sit in the back. Like, go ahead, squeeze. I hope you're comfortable back there, dude, because I ain't comfortable. I guess neither one of us gonna be comfortable for this ride, right? Hey, we in it together, right? Hey. But if I bring it back to a normal position, sitting here in the passenger seat is actually pretty comfortable. Like, you get the same experience of sitting in the driver's seat, plenty of bolstering, but without having to worry about a steering wheel being in the way. You know, it's just nice in here. Now, for anyone who didn't notice before, this has nice suede interior, but right here is red. It's got red stitching here, and it's got red stitching here. You know, with the suede, there's this hard plastic stuff, and more hard plastic stuff, and then like the suede. So at least you get the suede in between all your little hard plastic stuff inside here. Now, when I say you get suede, it's on. You see it on the shifter. Now, I guess it's Alcantara. Technically, for car world, it's Alcantara. You know, this used to be called suede. You know, this is the only word. Now it's Alcantara, but it comes with a flat bottom steering wheel. One thing I didn't notice before is it's got the ambient lighting here along the doors here, as well as in the cup holder right here. A little bit of ambient lighting there, ambient lighting there, a little ambient lighting there, as well as a little bit of ambient lighting right here along the edge. Also, it's got like a Bose stereo system. Other than that, couldn't really find much else. Now, if we're gonna talk power, one thing, this has 650 horsepower and 650 foot-pounds of torque, but after taking the new Corvette Z51, just barely took it around the block. And that one, just the way it puts the power down to the ground. So that one has weight, it doesn't even have 500. Doesn't even have 500 horsepower or 500 foot-pounds of torque. And it's just the way that it delivers the power. The Corvette is so much more. When they come out with the supercharged version of that one, man, it's gonna be a game changer. Because this one, it's got the power and I can feel it, but the way that it puts the power down isn't as satisfying as some other vehicles, you know? Other than that, it still feels like a supercharged V8. Also, with all this power, I know it has 373 gears. So if they switched it to like something like 410, because this has like a 6-speed or 8-speed transmission, if they switch to 410 gears in this car would feel like it has so much more giddy up. Like you'd feel like you're like yeah. It would feel like more crazy, because right now it feels kind of tamed, just a little tame.